Yeah, hello guys. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another brand new show. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Football Fan Zone with your boy Themba Banks. And on this morning show, I just want to say something about Marcus Rashford. You know, he has came out to criticize people, and the thing is this: you ask yourself, does Marcus Rashford actually have the audacity or the guts to be calling out people? Talking about people are abusing him. Since when has criticizing a player for not being good enough, criticizing a player that he has not been good enough, criticizing a player who is lazy, who is not putting effort, who is not putting the work, even despite the amount of money he receives, he earns from Manchester United? It is in modern football you get to see players that their mentality are so fucking low. Their mentality is zero. And that is the only reason why Marcus Rashford will believe or think is being abused. Because for me, I do not believe he's been abused. All I think he does, he gets criticism, he's being criticized. And when you look at it, guys, let's make it make sense, guys. Does fans have the right to actually criticize Marcus Rashford for not being good enough? Yes, they do. They have every right to go at Marcus Rashford criticizing him because he has been bad, he has been terrible, he has been fucking boring and poor. And now that kit in that tweet did not start from Rashford. He did not, like, what I mean by he did not start with me, he did not put it out himself. He did not put it out himself. I think that tweet came outside by a from Twitter. It came outside from Twitter from somebody that we don't even know who he is, if it's Marcus Rashford or what. All we know is that the name or the account that put this stuff up, there was no face on it. Now, what brought in Rashford in all these days? Marcus Rashford actually could tweet what the person was saying. And he said, thanks for the support, but the abuse has been so much. Enough is enough. Now, does it make sense to you guys? So Marcus Rashford believes people criticizing him is now an abuse. Because I still cannot believe that Marcus Rashford will see that. And mind you guys, this tweet was tweeted around 1 a.m. in the night. And that is the same time Marcus Rashford is also quoting that. Let me use the word retweeting and quoting, which means he retweeted what that person said and also added his own quote to it. 1 a.m. Now, I don't know if it was Rashford that did it or not, because you can never know. Because when it comes to online, social media, sometimes somebody can go out there, post stuffs with fake accounts, both accounts. Somebody will go out there and post things. And now Marcus Rashford will be getting a backlash for something he never did. But the fact that Marcus Rashford comes to quote it, then that is another ballgame entirely. Because if he just left it at that, people can probably just argue together on that same YouTube, Twitter platform. That way, people will not judge Rashford But the fact that Marcus Rashford have actually came outside to retweet it and made a comment on it tells you that he's actually okay, he's happy, and he believes that he's doing enough. He has people backing him up, and it's a disgrace. It is a disgrace. That guy have not been good enough. I've heard some people talking about Trashford. And for me, I believe all these things also is what you call PR spin. Because after that game against Sheffield United, I saw many Manchester United fans talking about the fact that Manchester United actually does look way better without Rashford in the team. I saw people say it, that Man United plays way better without Marcus Rashford on the team. Now, you want to ask yourself the question, was that the reason why Rashford came outside to say what he said, or what? Because I don't understand. Was that the reason why Rashford came outside to post things? Honestly, because I do not understand. Because it doesn't make any sense whereby they just finished playing Sheffield United and people were talking about how Marcus Rashford or how Manchester United have played, been a better side without Marcus Rashford being on the team. Did that prompt Rashford to go make a post just to be in the spotlight again? Because this thing, we see them. We see it happening. We see it happening. And now, for me, that is a disgrace. That is a disgrace. That's a big disgrace. The fact that Manchester United have a Marcus Rashford who thinks he's everything in the team. And the honest truth is that this guy, he has been terrible, man. You have been terrible. It's not like they are lying on, like they are making excuses on you. They are not, because the honest truth is Marcus Rashford has not been good enough this season. And instead of actually, you know what, say to himself, guys, I am going to reply to my critics on the page. He says no. He decides to go around looking for tweets, looking for people that have got his back so that he can actually have a say. Well, Marcus Rashford, I know you will never have an opportunity to see my page because I'm still growing, I'm still small. But the honest truth is this, guys, and this is the honest truth, guys. Whatever Marcus Rashford is receiving, I'm sorry, there is no one abusing you, guy. There's no one abusing you, Rashford. Fans have the right to criticize what you are doing, criticize what you have been doing for the last how many months as in playing for Manchester United. Fans, they pay season tickets that pay for your salary. I'm not having it. Fans pay for your season ticket. And that's the truth. Fans. If you want to believe it, believe it. If you don't want, you leave it. But whatever player you or whatever amount you think you are earning, the fans are also the reason why you're being paid that amount. So the least you could do for these fans is actually perform. The least you can do, Marcus Rashford, is perform on the pitch. Play as if you mean it. Play as if it matters to you. The fans are not asking too much. They're not asking too much. The fans, they are not asking too much. Whatever the fans want is something you can actually do. Give them a good performance. Give them a good performance. And they deserve it. They honestly deserve you to perform on the pitch. The fact that Marcus Rashford is actually, talking about abuse, mistaking criticisms, being criticized for abuse, tells you how low his mentality is. Tells you how low his mentality is. That is the fact he can confuse and mistake critics. Mistake critics. And it's a shame. It wasn't a shame. Okay, I'm trying to do something here, guys. Where is my chat gone now? So I think enough has to be said about Marcus Rashford and his mentality. And it's a problem. It gets to tell you that Manchester United, they've got a big problem on their hand. If Marcus Rashford is busy mistaking criticism, is mistaking it for abuse, then there is trouble in Manchester United. It means they've got a player whose mentality is very, 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 very low. I'm sorry, we have players like Harry Maguire. People were criticizing this dude. He was being criticized almost every game he plays. When he was dropped, people were actually happy Harry Maguire was dropped. People were happy he was dropped. And yet, you don't get to see somebody like Harry Maguire go out there replying to tweets. It does. Sometimes what people don't know is that people don't really understand that the mentality of a player does matters a lot. The mentality of a player matters a lot. Just going to see what people are saying. Now look at what Kolani says. He says, half his wages and make him work to get back into the team, or sell him in the summer and get someone who will work for the team. This means he's fed up of this guy. He's fed up of Marcus Rashford. He's fed up. You cannot be on the same amount of salary whereby people like Salah, Kevin De Bruyne earn those amount of money, and yet you cannot even perform and do the same thing on the pitch. We're talking about £350,000 a week. A week. Rashford should come on the show and give his argument instead of playing victim. And that's what he's doing here. That's what he's doing. Playing victim. And he's so wrong. He is so wrong. Stop banging on Marcus about Rashford. He's not leaving. He's still a long contract. No one wants him with his big wages. And that is a problem. That's the problem. You have a Marcus Rashford. You know? You have a Marcus Rashford that performed last season. And the next thing, he was being given a contract of £350,000. Guys, that is a long way to go. That is a long way to go, because getting rid of Marcus Rashford will be extremely difficult. Getting rid of Marcus Rashford will be extremely difficult because of his wages. And besides, nobody wants him. Now, University says, get him gone. Leave him for good. Get lost. He's crap. Having a laugh. It is honor Glazers fans. Can't do this shit. Deal with it. But also, you also need to also include Erik ten Hag on it, because Erik ten Hag gave him a new contract. You cannot put this on the Glazers. There are things you can actually put on the Glazers, and there are things that is never the Glazers' fault. This is one of them. This is never a Glazers' fault. If someone performs bad for another club, it will never receive the attention like Manchester United players do, especially if it's an English player. But it's crap. At this point, fans at the stadium should start cheering Rashford out during the match. He is ridiculous and out of his mind. So you can see Manchester United fans, they are tired of this clown. They're tired. Before you get our fans moaning like this, you should know they are damn tired of him. Nobody wants him. Modern players are surrounded by yes men and can't handle critics. They call it abuse. Absolutely nonsense. That's a fact. That is the honest truth. Rashford is mistaking critics for abuse. That is, he has said it all. I'm still going to go through some chats. Then now, Patrick says it's criticism, for fuck's sake, and he deserves it. He's showing himself up for absolutely irresponsible, egomaniac he is. And that's a fact. Because now we are back to having the discussion of Marcus Rashford, because after the game against Sheffield United, it was as if nobody was talking about Rashford. All people were saying was, mind you, actually played well without Rashford. And because he has his own teams, PR teams, they went out and brought into the conversation back. Now we are back to talking about Rashford. His form has not been the best. So many judgment is acceptable. I don't think some are. However, some people have gone in on him too much. I don't understand, dude. Even though they have gone on him too much, it is not abuse. It is criticizing a player that earns £350,000 every week for United. So tell me, how are they going at him? Get him gone. I've done that before. Rashford on 300k is abuse. Are you understand what he's saying? He's telling you the fact that Rashford is earning £350,000 in a week is an abuse to the club. Completely agree, but what does not make sense is his performance. He needs to turn this debacle into performance on the pitch. Sometimes all you do is you come outside, you answer your critics on the pitch. And these are things we see with Cristiano Ronaldo. He answers his critics on the pitch. Rashford can't undo the truth. Guy is stealing a king ransom every week and plays with no passion. That's a fact. When he said king ransom, he's talking about the fact that Rashford is earning the same amount with players that show consistency, players that delivers every time. And yes, he doesn't care. At the end of the day, Marcus Rashford have received his contract. That was what he wanted. Now, people said the same thing after Belfast. He needs to go. You don't need to protect him anymore. And I've been saying it, guys. You know me. I've been saying it. For Man U to go to wherever they want to be, they need to sell Rashford. As well as Bruno Fernandes. I did not get deceived by that his performance against Sheffield United. I did not. He needs to go. He needs to go. Simple. It's more proof his mentality is completely gone. Maybe he thinks there should be unconditional love from Man U supporters, even with his horrible match-to-match performance. Fact. How has he been playing? It takes zero accountability. And that's one thing. These are people that are fast to blame people for whatever they're doing. You don't take accountability for the person you've been for how many games. You are fast to actually throw the blame on somebody else. And that is not good enough, guys. It's not good enough. Now, £300,000 a week, and he can't take criticisms. Get this guy out of our club. They want him gone. Harry Maguire added to us, but he put a shift in this season. And that's the fact. Because if you ask so many Manchester United fans, they wanted him gone last season, even this season. And some still believe Maguire should leave Man U. I think if Rashford thinks that the fan base are abusing him, then it is best for everyone if he leaves the club and start afresh. Where? Because it's only in Manchester United they will get that treatment he's getting. Like the way he's playing right now, where does he go? Where? Abuse. We're not asking for Rashford to score every game. Play for the team. Look for teammates. Help track back. Team is just only thinks about himself. That's fact. If I earn £350,000 a week, you can give me all the abuse you want. If he's not happy, he can work like everyone else. He can in any paid job. That's the fact. If you're not happy, all you do is call your agent to look for a move for you. If you back me, good. If you doubt me, even better. Nothing has changed since those quotes a few months ago. Fair criticism is fine and warranted. Now, this is what he said when he went to go and do an interview. You went to do an interview, and ever since your interview, we've not even seen you. You've not been good enough. It's not been good enough. Even after the interview, he has not been good enough. It's been shite. If Rashford was an Arsenal after the Highland stuff, he would have been gone out the door. remember Aubameyang. And that's the fact. Those are teams that have principle, discipline. Rashford must stop being a crybaby and play ball. Fact as well. So he does not want to be criticized and get away earning £300,000, £350,000, and putting no effort into play. Make it make sense. Rashford is playing poorly. He will play better for another team. Simple. He needs to go. Basically, that's what you guys are saying here. There's more. There's more. Rashford rattled by a grammar and started tweeting, started drunk tweeting. Now, my listener says, I have never understood the Rashford hype. He suits a counter-attacking and mid-table team. Take his pace away. He's got nothing. Sorry, bro, you ain't good enough. And that's the fact, man. He's overhyped. He's overhyped. Unless he comes back from the abuse and play like Maguire did. If not, I suggest we sell him ASAP to PSG. Also, keep up the great work. Thank you, my G. But the fact is, who wants to buy him? Nobody wants to buy Rashford. Nobody. I'm sorry. Bakola is a better player than Marcus Rashford. Bakola is a better player than Rashford. At this point, I will take Darwin Núñez. I will take Nicolas Jackson over Rashford. And that's a fact. I will take Rashford. I will take Nicolas Jackson. I will take Darwin Núñez over Marcus Rashford. Look, opinion change. If Rashford improves his attitude and plays better, of course, I will support him. It wouldn't change my views at this time. I don't see this happening. He seems rotten. Out. Being the best player, he should set standard. Standard where? Because Rashford is a crybaby. The guy, out of form for nearly a whole season on 300, he doesn't think what will happen. That's a fact. Same as calling out Garnacho performance need to humble or these young players as to prevent their divas mentality should be molded. So being criticized is characterized as abuse. For foxes, wake up and put some effort in you. Go on the page. And that's what you should do. Rashford wants to leave. He wants Manchester United to get rid of him. So that's why he's going against the club rules and other performing on the pitch. He wants to leave without the backlash. I know Manchester United fans. There's no way they will allow that to happen. If Rashford had enough, then maybe start playing well. Or if you can't because you are useless, just leave. And the abuse, which is just critics anyway, will stop. He's just not a United player. That's a fact. Therein lies problem. Rashford is held as a standard and ends accordingly, but is anything but is not good. Wow, it's not good enough. Simple. Why does he need a better player to play better? Make it make sense. That guy has no shame. He has no shame. Yes, it is, because Rashford is not good enough in every aspect. So many chances he has been given. He thinks he is untouchable. He simply should not play again for us. Needs to be sold. Ten Hag has made him a star boy. Rashford isn't the player the club held him up to be. He is not a Palace Bournemouth. He is a Palace Bournemouth player. We criticize him like he's better. He's not. That's why he's upset. New club is the best for everyone. And that's a fact. True. I am not being funny, but professional. I am not being funny, but professional fighters get criticized every day for faking injuries. It's life of a professional. It's more insulting to a fighter. If Rashford scores in the FA Cup final and win it, will he stay or go? Trust me, some United fans will still want him to stay. They'll believe it's the answer. And that is how much United fans are. Bloody hell. If this is abuse, imagine if Maguire had this mentality. He would have written a whole fucking essay on the unfairness, weak mentality in a high judgment. Just United are unwanted. Wow. There's a lot. He's a public figure, a highly paid individual playing for United. He should really look at himself first, whether he's up to the task. True. That's true. He needs to go. He's never been passionate, true, though in my eyes. Been poor for years, and yet he's still here. Typical United. Not sure I have seen this Bruno as a captain have a go at Rashford in a match. He generally does it to everyone else. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've not seen him as well. You're right. He needs to play, not to behave like lazy, spoilt brat. Then he would be praised. You reap what you sow. He's not gonna get his head right if he has people around him telling him everything is abuse. He needs to raise above criticism. Criticism may not crumble and cry. Rashford or not, who put the tweet out, he needs to take the blame for it. Ten Hag should outcast him from the team, the same as what's it called? Sancho. Not my word. Now, Rashford was never good enough. He is too limited. Never should have been given £350,000 deal. Okay. He is too limited. Never should have been given 350k and been figurehead of the team, of the club. Overrated, overpaid, crap mentality sums up the club. In fact, run, Rashford, run. Show us fans you have the heart and fight. Then this criticism will stop. Now, I deal with racism every day. Racism every day. I don't get the pay. I don't get paid nothing. He gets £350,000 and can't deal with racism. I don't know. They don't put this on racism. I'm sorry. Enough is enough. If it is him and he can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen, terminate your contract and leave. Fact. I'm sure so many United will love that. Marcus Rashford saying he took the bus as a kid. Bruh, many do this. It does not reflect on your performance. And if it does, you should have worked. That would have been humbled you even more. We just want you to perform. And that's a fact. Nobody's asking to do something, just perform. That is all the fans are asking for, perform. Jonathan says he has not once taken responsibility, sick of him. That's a fact. So now, guys, this is all I have to say. Please, let me know what you have to say on the comment section, guys. I love you guys. And please, if you're not here, don't forget to subscribe, like, share to your friends and your social media platform. And also, before I go, Dan Ashworth wants to take Newcastle to the arbitration court so they can help facilitate the deal. Now, you will not get United fan money about it. But if this has to be their club, for one, I know Newcastle are not happy. They're not. They are not happy. They are not happy. And I can also understand the perspective they are coming from. They are not happy. Because they are losing a man to Man U. There are things they still have to build together. But Newcastle guys, asking for £20 million, it's outrageous, guys. And for Man U fan, You guys wanting to pay 2 million. It is also outrageous. I think you guys need to just look for somewhere in the middle. Sorry, to at least do a deal for like your 5-7 million pounds as compensation. Well, boys, guys, let me know what you guys think on the comment section, guys. I love you guys. Please leave a comment, subscribe to